Hey guys, welcome back to another DCAU movie review. Today we're going to be going over by far the single best movie in the DCAU. I'm not kidding. This shit slaps so hard. What the fuck?
You remember ordering that back in April 20th, 2019?
No one else will. Shit, where did I leave off?
I believe you were talking about this movie making you hard.
Well, it was something along those lines. In fact, this film is near perfect. Emphasis on near. If it were 100% perfect, well, I wouldn't be here, would I?
So, ultimately, we're going to grab our tissues and we're going to get ready to cry because we're here for the death of Superman.
It's very sad.
Yeah.
Before the movie begins, we get a DC opening cinematic, highly reminiscent of the Justice League animated show, a show which is largely considered to be one of, if not the best animated superhero medias of all time.
That's right, Tommy. It's quite good. Back to you.
Still gets me. So anyway, here are some clips to see for comparison.
Wow, that is some big talk coming from you, DC. Didn't you just recently, or just before this, put out that dumpster fire of Teen Titans, the Judas contract? Wow.
It was like as bad as Judas was in real life.
So bad.
In that book, the Bible.
Such a good book.
My favorite book. You could trigger my nostalgia, Warner Bros., but I'm still gonna be apprehensive. The film actually begins, and we see some criminals named Intergang wearing crazy high-tech suits of armor. These guys went to the Voltron store, and they're using wacky space weapons, too? Where did these guys come from? The shoe store? That wasn't funny. They've abducted using wacky space weapons. Where did these guys go? Using wacky space weapons. Where did these guys go? The Gap? An Old Navy? No, sorry, wait, I take that back. American Eagle. They've abducted the mayor of Metropolis, as well as stolen a pair of Nikes and another box.
That's right, they're making their escape with relative ease, Tommy, seeing as the police can't quite do anything to their high-tech armor.
Right, that makes sense. Like, how could the police do anything?
Of course they also punch one with their car, but that's natural, you know.
Can't wait. Run that back?
Yeah, they just hit them with a car, just quick.
Wait, so they hit them with a car?
No, it's more of a punch, I would say.
They punch.
That's right. Roll the clip. I mean, perfect form. I've been watching this kid for years, and I mean, just watching Champier just come up through the scene, just out of freaking nowhere, and he comes up perfect form.
Yo,
Adrian!
Not to worry though, Superman shows up and makes quick work of the evildoers. Makes me wonder why criminals even try to commit crimes in Metropolis. Like, just go to literally any other city. Okay.
Soup, thank you. Soup would not be in any other city. I swear to you, Soup, a Metropolis staple.
Have you ever
Nowhere
seen
else.
soup before?
I didn't know it existed.
I have never seen a can of soup before. In my life. Never.
Me neither.
Hey, ever wonder what it feels like to fall from a great distance? Let's find out.
The flying soup can calls up Flash, who shows up in a flash. He's not like wearing Flash as like a second. He's not Leatherface. He's not like wearing a skin suit of himself. It's more Superman pins cleanup duty on Flash, who shows up very quickly.
It's like Flash. He needs to make it to one interview with a Lois Lane. Fucking idiot. Meeting at Star Lab. meeting her at Star Lab.
Did you just make a flash joke on top of my flash joke?
Maybe. He needs to make it to an interview with one Lois Lane.
Oh, well that's a dumb name. What, like, is she a street?
It doesn't matter. I mean, she's a woman. Just make her like Bitch Boulevard. I don't fucking care. Meeting her at Star Labs, he tells her that he's decided to it's time to show the world the rocket Jackson as a baby.
Jackson.
You know, and have it professionally studied at Star Labs.
Jackson, you can't just. I have like 2 people who watch these, and one of them is a woman. The film spends a lot of time on the relationship between Lois Lane and Clark Kent, who's Superman's alter ego for anyone who's been living under a rock for just their entire lives. Well, I say that, but then again, Batman does spend all of his time in a cave, and he definitely knows, so there's no excuse. Stupid. And I don't mean spending time on the relationship is a bad thing. In fact, it's one of the best parts of the movie.
Yeah, in the movie they really dive into the fact that Clark's aloofness and unwillingness to tell Lois about his identity, it really takes a toll on Lois just throughout the movie, so that, you know, we as the audience all know he's not telling her that in order to protect her, but she doesn't. Right.
We all know that he is both part man, part suit can.
Fully human. He's not even human. Like, he's from another fucking planet. That's his whole thing. Like,
look, I'll say this: Soup Can is as human as David Goku.
Yeah.
Who we also know is part Asian, part alien.
Yeah, part Asian, part human. That would have been bad. Like...
Oh, no. That's ethnic Superman.
Upon inspecting the high-tech gear that was stolen at Star Labs, Superman discovers that the tech is of both Apocalyptian, you know, where Doomsday is from, and Earth origin, leading our big blue
specifically
Boy Scout.
Japan, because it did come from the Voltron store.
That is true.
And the Gap.
Are they Japanese, though? Aren't they?
Well, yeah, the Gap stands for Geo-Asian Japan.
That checks out.
Mm-hmm.
This leads our big blue Boy Scout, of course, to suspect Lex Luthor and check him out.
Yeah, you know, that shiny egghead is always dipping his fingies into the villainous sauce of technology-related crime. Patrick Stewart's on house arrest, though, so he denies any involvement. He's got a clean alibi.
About as clean as his fingies after all that sauce. Am I right?
You're breaking me. Adrian!
Lose something, Lex? I'm sorry. What are we blaming me for now, Superman?
We suddenly jump over to space. It's a very long jump, like Olympic-style jump. Very long as Damien is short. And we see a team of astronauts working on a satellite before they are suddenly impacted by a meteorite. One of the astronauts, Hank Henshaw, he has a dumb name. Maybe if he had a better name, I wouldn't pronounce it wrong. Believes that Superman will save them. Superman never shows up. But he can't be everywhere at once. And the astronauts are all killed before Hank's eyes. Though his own fate is unknown.
Yeah, then the meteor, it comes crashing down in the middle of the ocean. And, you know, wouldn't you know it, Lex Luthor gets his grubby little crime sauce fingies.
Oh, man.
All in that.
Oh, man. All up in that biz?
All over that biz. In and around the biz. I mean...
Superman, I knew you'd come.
So Luthor sends a team to investigate the now sunken meteorite. It's way down there. only to find out that, you know, the Atlanteans already did that, and, like, you know, it's underwater. Yeah, just, woo!
Like a water slide, but, well, no.
Exclusively water.
Exclusively water.
Yeah, there's no
It's like
slide.
a water slide, but without the slide.
Exactly, it's the water. So that all, of course, is Atlantean biz. That's their stuff. But suddenly, a beast emerges from the meteorite.
Egads!
Yeah, it hit that ripe old age of double digits, probably. Maybe had a bar mitzvah.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's just how meteorites grow up. That's just science.
Yeah, and you know, it comes out, it slaughters the Atlantean soldiers, the submarine crew.
Yeah, they're all dead. You should feel bad. But whatever. We're back with the soup can. He and Wonder Woman talk about his relationship with Lois and how he feels about the nature of his secret identity. While this is going on, she is absolutely bodying Cheetah, like fucking the shit out of this cat. Like not like Shane Dawson though, you know, more like because it's a Catwoman. Well, it's not Catwoman; it's a Catwoman. Catching wind of the underwater attack, the Justice League meet up and plan their next move. Afterwards, Batman says he's going to a parent-teacher conference for Damian.
I have a meeting with the headmaster at Damien's boarding school.
No way. Batman has a parent-teacher conference? That's great.
Are you in the PTA too? Tell me you're in the PTA.
And then Flash announces he's getting married, which, you know, leads into a very surprisingly deep commentary on marriage right then and there.
Aren't you worried? About what? About bringing her into your world. The dangers. The sacrifice. Clark, that's what marriage is all about.
Flashing forward a bit, Superman...
Like the Flash.
Did you do it again? Did you pull the same goddamn shit? On my set? It's almost like you understand how to do running jokes. Shit. Only I'm supposed to know how to do that. Flashing forward a bit, Superman as Clark goes on a date with Lois with the intent of revealing his true identity to her and telling her that he loves her.
Meanwhile, the beast from the deep has made it onto land and is wreaking havoc just on a small town on the outskirts of Metropolis.
What's the name of that city?
Small Cityville.
You could have said Smallville.
Smallville.
Right on Bitch Boulevard.
Yeah. This calls for the Justice League.
What is that? Is that what they do?
Justice League.
Now, this is where my biggest problem with the film comes up, but I'll talk about it in much more depth in my thoughts. Hawkman fights it first and gets knocked unconscious. Green Lantern's up next and gets knocked unconscious. Flash goes up next, though, and you know how strong Flash is. But the writers do just decide that Flash sucks for these 5 seconds, so he can get knocked out as well. Are you sensing a pattern here? Because it is a pattern. Batman shows up next, but nothing he does has any effect, so he simply evades the beast.
And while the Justice League are getting the shit kicked out of them, Clark finally tells Lois that he's a soup can. No. Not a soup can. He is the soup can!
Man, I always knew it. I always darn knew it. Because I've never seen one before.
Right.
And so it had to be him.
So he gets the chance to tell her that he is the soup can. One, there's only one.
One and only.
But he doesn't get to tell her that he loves her before he hears about the beast beating up the league and has to, just leave.
He has to skadoodle.
So back with the team, Aquaman, Cyborg, Martian Manhunter, they're doing their best, but, they all get taken down. It's kind of like bop, 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 bop. And before long, even Batman is just, conked. He's down in the ditches, with Cyborg with, one arm.
Kind of makes me wonder, Why the fuck they're even in the script if they're gonna be so useless? That leaves only Wonder Woman, who has been mysteriously absent from the fight up until now. But whatever, I guess. What comes next is one of the best parts of the movie, maybe my favorite part of the movie, which is watching Wonder Woman 1v1 the monster that has effectively beaten most of the Justice League.
I call you out, monster!
And the scene delivers. It's truly awesome, especially for someone who loves the character of Wonder Woman as much as I do. Every time she isn't Gal Gadot.
My hero, you will fall!
Unfortunately, even Wonder Woman isn't mighty enough to fell the
Bullshit!
which has been dubbed Doomsday by Lois. Doomsday.
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 So good.
Is it?
I was in there. Finally, Superman arrives and he just starts going at it with Doomsday, like fighting to the death with an unstoppable.
Would you
killer
say, for example, it was like a boom, pow? Or was it more of a zoom, a doom?
I would say it was more of a boom boom pow, that Jick and Jack in my style.
Where's the little fucker boy?
Well, there's no little fucker boy here, but there is a little fucking boy.
Oh.
Because, you know, even as they're fighting, Superman's still like
Hold on.
trying to keep. Hey there.
Hey.
But, you know, while they're fighting, Superman's trying to keep the civilians out of harm's way, you know?
I want to say that I still am upset because he should be here and he should be able to fight Doomsday because you know he'd win.
That would absolutely fuck Doomsday in the butt. Maybe.
Correct.
Get back to your mom, son. Everything's going to be okay.
But as the fight drags on longer and longer, Superman starts to wear down, and Doomsday only seems to be getting stronger. That's right. It's climax time.
I'm ready to
It's
climax.
climax time! You thought it was climax time before, but now it's climax time. But for this film specifically, I really don't want to spoil those last 20 minutes. Trust me, nothing I could say would be better than watching it yourself. It's well worth it, and you will be crying like a baby. So, into my thoughts?
So this movie just generally serves as a really good case study of Superman. Like, you're not getting a lot of this same humanizing writing and scripting in nearly any other piece of media related to the DC universe. You know, they've taken this hero who feels like godlike and straight up is the only one who can fight against gods in the
Yeah, he
universe.
feels very inhuman most of the time.
Yeah, but he's an alien. That, like, godlike alien, but, like, they've taken that and they've grounded him. You know, you show his humanity, of course, even though he's not a human, through the emotional struggles that he feels and faces as Clark Kent in a world that, you know, it's made out of cardboard. It's not for him.
You're striking the sacred work. So I mentioned it before, but oh my god, it is so aggravating how easily and quickly the Justice League is taken out by this fucking big ape, basically. One of my problems with it is specifically the way it's done. I don't have a problem with the Justice League losing. It had to happen for the film, for example. I understand. And the film had to give compromises on time. to give us such a good fight between Superman and Doomsday as it did. I get it. The way they're each defeated, though, is annoying, and in almost every case, it's a different reason why it's annoying. For Green Lanterns, for example, Batman tells him to go on cover duty, clear at civilians. He doesn't. He's just hot-headed. For no reason. But other than Green Lantern, just none of them work as a team. Not at any point do they actually work as a team. They're the Justice League. These guys have been around the block. This isn't even newly formed Justice League. What the fuck are they doing? Why do they even show up at different times? I get they're on different parts of the planet, but don't you hold back? Try to regroup, clear civilians? If you can't deal with the problem, get rid of the things that the problem is creating or could harm. They're acting like children. And lastly, my problem with Flash, which is just, he's moving at super speed, punching him really fast. I brought this up in my original Front of Atlantis review. Punching really fast, and suddenly Doomsday he just knows how to deal with a super speedster. And my problem with that is, even if he does have the mentality to predict the movements, Flash can see that. Were there any specific thoughts you had?
Not much to add on to that, especially not with, like, talking about the last tail end of the movie, but, I mean, Christopher Gorham, The Flash, and Nathan Fillion for Green Lantern, I loved. I always liked them, but they really did well with just the very minor things they did fantastic.
Yeah. The animation team also, I'd say, did a really good job. Well, I guess that animation came first. I'm not sure, but the voices, like their deliveries, those two characters' deliveries, combined with the way they animated those deliveries, works so well. It's very funny.
Obscenely good. How well. Just, like, I'm Batman.
So in conclusion, watch it. I can't recommend this movie highly enough. This is an easy 5 out of 5. Combine? So we can put... Yeah, there we go. This is an easy 5 out of 5. And a strong 5 out of 5 at that. This film knows Superman, and damn if that isn't refreshing to see. Anyway, I hope y'all have a good morning, because no one's watching this right now. And thank you so much, Jackson, for being on. I very much appreciate it. Now get the fuck out of my house. I hate you, and I never want to see you again.
I'll just watch from behind the window.
Yeah, just head outside. I'll lock the door behind you. Bye, everybody.
He needs to make it to an interview with one Lois Lane.
I think it's Lois Lane.
Lois, man.
I've seen her in a comic book before.
I don't think that's right.
You don't?
It sounds like a...
Oh, you know what? I'm confusing her with Louis Lone. He's that's the actual alter ego secret identity of the Lone Ranger in the comics.
Of course.
And his partner Tonto.
Tonto, of course.
And his the horse, I think his name's Silver. And his real name is Horse Johnson, James Horse.
Horse Johnson, James Horse is his full name?
Senior.
He needs to make it to one interview with a Lois Lane. Meeting her.
I've never heard of Lois Lane.
You know, soup cans, love interest, you know, the classic Soup and Lewis and Soup, Lewis and the Soup Can.
Oh! That's like Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they opened for him back in '67 when I saw them.
No.
Yeah, wait, you were there!
I was watching you. I didn't have tickets. I had binoculars, though.
Well, if you could change her name, what would you change it to? Because it's kind of silly.
Garth?
Brooks? Are you in relation?
I don't know.
You know, relation is shared by first name? Garth Brooks, The Country.